Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to Triple R Ryan's Real Reactions. And today, I am diving in for the first time into the Gabby Petito case. A lot of you had wanted me to cover this, so I'm going to start from the beginning here and watch the body cam footage from the first time they got pulled over and some things went down. Gabby Petito case, full Utah body cam video. I'm going to watch it, as always, right to that halfway point. We have a pretty good rapport with you guys and myself. You know, we hit a little like goal, we finish it up. What I know about the case, unfortunately, I do know she passed away, and I know that Brian Laundrie, is that his name, I think, did it, and then I believe took his own life afterwards. Anything else, you guys can let me know what is up with this case. But yeah, I figured why not start it up here. This is from the Fox 13 Tampa Bay YouTube channel. I did turn closed captions on just in case it might be a little bit hard to read. I don't think I'm going to block too many of them. If I block a word or two, sorry.
You want to place your vehicle into park and go ahead and turn it off for me? No, park?
Oh, it isn't park yet.
Okay, turn off your engine. Go ahead and set your keys on the dash for me, all right? What's your guys' names?
Now, once again, I know nothing. I'm going to guess that this would be a DV case with him hurting her, and then we're going to go from there. Also, thank you guys so much for 8,000 subs. What in the world is happening? Last Sunday, I had 6,000. We hit 7,000 on Thursday. We're at 8,000 today. You guys are unbelievable. I could legitimately cry if I wasn't on Lexapro. I still have emotions, but it's harder to cry. Thank you so much, man. Every single person that subscribed recently, just know that, like, you guys have made my freaking year, and it's only June. It's July.
Gabby, Brian, okay. What's going on? How come you're crying?
I'm sorry, we've just been fighting this morning. Some personal issues.
It was a long day. We were camping yesterday, and camping got flies and stuff. I'm sorry I hit the bump there.
I was distracting him from driving. I'm sorry.
Can I get you to step out of the vehicle for me, man?
Yeah.
Just hang tight right there. Do you mind if I take your keys and just put them on your hood?
You got it, buddy.
So I believe this was a van that they were traveling, living in, like the tiny van thing. That was a pretty big. I don't know if it's still huge, but that was like a big thing, right? Like tiny vans. What are they called? Tiny vans is not the what it was called. Tiny home, van living, van life, whatever it was.
You're fine.
Looks like they're in Arizona, maybe. Who knows? Wyoming. Oh no, duh, it says Utah.
Go ahead and close your door. Why don't you come over here?
She looks so sad.
SO229. I have the female that was on the passenger seat separated from the male. Keys are on the hood.
Oh, I feel terrible for her. Also, knowing the foreshadowing, the fact that her life is taken from this dude is gonna be real tough for me to watch, man. And am I not mistaken when they were like vlogging, YouTubing, right? They were YouTubers. She had like a decent Instagram following. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just some days I have really bad OCD, and I was just cleaning and straightening up the back of the van before, and I was apologizing to him and saying, I'm sorry that I'm so mean, because sometimes I have OCD and sometimes I just get really frustrated. Not like mean towards him, I just like, I guess
overwhelmed.
My vibe is like I am really like in a bad mood. And I was just saying, I'm sorry if I'm in a bad mood. I've just been really stressed. I had so much work I was doing on my computer this morning.
What do you do for a living?
Well, I used to work at an organic juice bar, but I just quit my job.
Okay.
I was a nutritionist. That was my
That's
job.
cool.
And I just quit my job to travel across the country. And I'm trying to start a blog. I just have a blog and stuff. So I've been building my website. So I've just been really stressed, and he doesn't really believe that I could do any of it. So that's kind of.
Oh, that's the first red flag of I'm sure many here. He doesn't really believe that I could do any of it. Not something you want to hear from your partner. You know, that's not a great sign.
just like down there. I don't know. We just been fighting all morning, and he wouldn't let me in the car before. And then
Why wouldn't he let you in the car? Because of
told
your OCD?
told me I needed to calm down. Yeah, but I'm perfectly calm. I'm calm all the time, and he really stresses me out. And this is a rough morning.
Well, why don't we do this? Why don't I sit you down in the back seat of my car? You're not in any trouble, okay? I'm not going to be putting handcuffs on you. You obviously don't have any weapons. I'm going to get you into the air conditioning, let you take a breath, relax a little bit.
You can tell that she's on a verge of a breakdown here. I feel like most DV cases, it's like the women that go through that are very, or the men, depending on the situation, are good at hiding it, and they don't, like, it's easier said than done to get out of a relationship that has that, and you would think it would be easy, but it doesn't seem to be the case normally, right? And it's a shame. And if any of you have ever gone through that, I'm sorry that you've gone through it, and I'm sure you know how tough that is to just... It's like when you have acne and an old person tells you, do you wash your face? Do you drink water? You know, you're like, yeah, if it was that easy, I already thought of that, right? You know, it's not as easy as people say.
And then I'll come back and talk to you in a few minutes.
And I'm sure she's just scared because cops are scary. Nobody likes getting pulled over.
Like I said, you're not in any trouble.
He's being very nice to
Go ahead
her.
and take a seat.
She's very pretty, too. Seems very sweet. I'm going to guess that this Brian Laundrie is going to be super charming because all these dudes that end up doing these crazy crimes are very good at making it seem like they're great and everything's awesome, and you know what I'm saying? I mean, and once again, I might be completely wrong, and you can say, Ryan, you were off on this one. But anytime I've seen stuff like this, this is always the case. And the guy will blame the girl, and then it's been the guy the whole time.
Like to be.
My fiance.
What's that?
You talked to Gabby, right?
Yeah, I just spoke to her.
Yeah.
So, you want to do me a favor? Let's go ahead and get you to step out of the vehicle, alrighty?
I've also, I know, read something on Twitter before where people think that Brian is still alive. There's some, what am I doing, a rap? There's some questionable, shady stuff about his parents, so I'm sure I could do some deep dives. You know, I really like doing these, watching these interviews too, so if like the parents have any interviews or anything, I'm down to watch it. As always, just let me know what I need to know and what I should be watching for this, and, you know, trying to get a plethora of knowledge for all of these cases here. But for most of these, I just, you know, I know the bare minimum, the bare bones, and then the goal is to watch these with you and learn together and or learn from you guys, which is really fun. Like I said, I read every comment. So, but it's been harder lately because there's been a lot of comments. Thank you. I love that. It's like reading the morning newspaper like my dad used to do. He's old. I'm old too now. I'm 35.
Come on over here. You're not in any trouble right
Here
now.
comes Brian. Let's see.
Tell me what's going on.
She just gets worked up sometimes, and I try and really distance myself from her. So like I locked the car and I walked away from her. What happened this morning is that she's trying to start up like her own little website blog and everything. So I give her time. And we really had a nice morning and if anything, but she just got worked up because we were trying to get going and get our day going because we want to go like arches before the sun goes down.
Okay. You want to tell me about those scratches on your face?
She had a cell phone in her hand. That's why I was pushing her away, because she wanted. I locked the keys so I could walk away. I said, let's just take a breather and let's not, go anywhere. Let's just calm down for a minute because she's getting a little worked up.
So he has scratches on his face. Interesting.
And then she had her phone and was trying to get the keys to me, so I got in the way. I was just trying to. I know I shouldn't push, but I was just trying to push her away to go. Let's just take a minute, step back, and breathe. And she got me with her phone.
So he's claiming that he was doing this and she was trying to grab the keys, and what probably happened was he probably pushed her. She had the keys, and when he pushed her, the key scratched his face. It almost seems like he's going to make it seem like she was the aggressor, which is crazy. He's also very bald. You know I love pointing stuff like that out. And you'd be like, Ryan, once again, you got to. I shaved my head. Okay, I'm not bald. I'm not balding. Okay. No one's even concerned about that. Just me. All right. Also, what I've already noticed is I like watching it. He's kind of shaky. His hands are kind of shaky. He's looking right into that camera right there.
Can I see your hand? Oh, you got a mark right here.
Oh, that's from a wire.
That's from a wire?
Yeah.
You want to tell me about hitting that curb?
Hitting the curb was her grabbing the wheel.
She grabbed the wheel?
Yeah. She said, I can't believe we're getting pulled over, and then she grabbed the wheel.
What about the speed? Did she take over the...
No, I
take over the pedal on you?
If I was going fast,
Did she take over the pedal?
Just the moment of, like, I'm still shaking now. The adrenaline, seeing the lights flashing up, and then her gripping the wheel. So if I sped up, I'm sorry about that. Or if I was speeding beforehand, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, it took quite a bit to catch up to you. So, yeah.
I'm sorry about that. We're just going into the park again to get water because we have a 6-gallon water container to fill up. So we're just grabbing water before the hike. Okay. And I was trying to keep everything calm and quiet because there's plans still to go for a hike. But then she goes, I'm really sorry about that.
Yeah, it definitely seems like he's trying to be the. Like I was trying to keep things calm, you know. She was getting, you know how those women are, you know, like that approach, like kind of talking to a male cop, you know, yeah, you know how they can get. I guarantee you, they were probably getting into a fight because he was probably making fun of her new career, which nobody is going to enjoy getting made fun of. And of course, knowing what we know, that he took her life, clearly she probably had some insight that things were not going well, right? He's cold. He's playing this off real cool. She could barely speak and could barely breathe because of how scared and nervous she was, right? And he's trying to shake this up and turn it around on her, I believe.
Of course. Do me a favor. You want to go ahead and just take a seat right over here on the curb for me?
And if I was speeding, I'm sorry. I apologize.
You don't have anything in that pocket or anything like that, do you?
Nope.
Just the wallet? All right. And then, do you mind lifting your shirt so I can check the waistband? Turn around for me real quick. Perfect.
Nothing.
I just want to make sure. That's all, man. Go ahead, do me a favor, take a seat, all right? Oh, do you have your ID on you?
In the car. Do you want to come with me?
No, we'll just do this. Just go ahead and take a seat.
You come with me, I'll give it to you.
No, you're fine. What's your first name?
Brian?
Brian? Is that layman spelling?
B-R-I-N, yeah, and L-A-U-N.
And then your last name?
L-A-U-N.
L-A-U-N.
D-R-I-E.
Yeah, Laundrie.
D-R-I-E?
Yep.
Laundrie? Mm-hmm. Okay. What's your date of birth, Brian?
All I can think about in this area is how many scorpions and rattlesnakes there probably are. Also, I did not mute it. They're just muting it for giving personal information.
I'll say crisscross applesauce, but can I just sit in the shade because I'm bald?
Okay, what? I'll sit crisscross applesauce. Can I sit in the shade because I'm bald? I doubt they're going to let him do that.
It's okay. I'll give you some shade. Sound good?
Alrighty, just hang tight for me.
What's going on?
SO229. I need a 29 name and date of birth. First name Brian, layman spellings, last name Laundrie, Lima Alpha Uniform, November Delta.
I thought he said unicorn.
Romeo India.
Whenever I do that, it'll be like A as in Adam, B as in boy, C as in cookie. Like I just got like the Cookie Monster. I just come up with random words. D as in Daryl. Okay, more personal info, I'm guessing. That's why it's muted. Now, why is she in the back of the cop car? I guess because they wanted to get her in the AC. Is that why, right? Because I don't know. It just feels.
Where'd you hit him? You slapped him first? It's on his face?
Oh, he said he slapped
Bravo
him.
Romeo India Alpha November.
And then what? And his reaction was to do what?
It's gonna be out of Florida.
He just grabbed you? Did he hit you though? I mean, it's okay if you're saying you hit him, but then I understand if he hit you.
If she, this girl who's really tiny and seems really sweet, if she slapped him, you know that there is a reason. She doesn't seem like the type of girl here that would just cause a fight. right? So he probably said something really egregious or did something really egregious.
But we want to know the truth. If he actually hit you. Because, you know, where did he hit you? Don't worry. Be honest.
He grabbed her face. She's probably downplaying it here too, because most people in relationships like this don't want to get their partner in trouble per se, because then they know it could get even worse.
What? Yeah. Go ahead. Okay. So has he been drinking?
No, we don't drink.
Okay. What was up with his driving? This officer said he hit a curb.
I
While you're driving?
well,
While he was driving, you were hitting him?
This is insane because it's making her look like the guilty one here, which is not what I was expecting.
Did you already tell him all this?
I didn't get that far into
Okay,
it. She
so
was hyperventilating a
She's
little
saying
bit.
that they don't drink, but at the point when you lit them up.
You don't drink or anything.
She started hitting him.
I was yelling at him, and then when you turned your lights on, I kind of punched her arm like there's no.
She's saying it was like he hit the curb. You said it was Gabby?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm really bad. It was Gabby?
Yeah.
This was August 12th, 2021, so
Try to meditate stuff.
almost 4 years ago.
But you tend to have a lot of anxiety and stress.
I have a lot of anxiety.
And what's his name? Is it Brian? Is he usually pretty patient with you?
Yeah. But it just makes me upset. I know that he definitely gets frustrated with me a lot.
I think they mute every time something on the radio hits. That's like information or something.
Way of taking my anxiety and bringing it down. But my ex-wife, that's why she's my ex-wife. I'm just sharing it. I know it's a little personal, but to help you understand.
Is this man talking about his ex-wife? What are you doing?
We would feed off each other's anxiety and it would spiral. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter how much I loved her. It may be bad for your soul. Just saying. And I'm not telling you what to do with your life, but if you
He's giving her relationship advice in the back of a cop car.
know you have anxiety, look at the situations you can get in. You know what I mean?
She's gonna probably act like he's not bad for her anxiety, and that is he patient with you? She said yes. I guarantee you that's not the case, because that cop originally asked her that question, and she said that he was making fun of her and stuff like that.
We're not here to be mean to you or anything. Well, you know, there's a first time, and then it usually. We'll go see what Brian's saying, but I think you've heard everything now from.
Quick question. You said you were hitting him in the arm. Did you grab the steering wheel?
No, I didn't.
You did not touch the steering wheel?
But only for like a second, because I just saw the lights come on, and it was more just like, you're an idiot. Like, you know.
But did you grab the steering wheel and
No.
swerve or anything like
No.
that?
I didn't touch the steering wheel at all.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and close this door.
I just feel like she just looks. When you can just look at somebody in the eyes and there's more to what they're saying, She just has that look in this that she's unhappy and she's scared. And yes, hindsight is 20/20, right? But like this, I don't think it takes a psychologist to look at her right here in this exact pose and go, something's wrong. Just hurts to, it's a shame to see that.
I didn't touch the steering wheel at all.
I'm going to go ahead and close this door again. Do you have enough air back here, or do you want me to kick it up some more?
Do you have any water?
I will see if I can find some.
Okay, no worries. Thank you.
And she's very polite and kind, you can just tell. I guarantee you this dude Brian's going to try to chop it up with them.
You wouldn't happen to have any water, would you? Can I get a bottle?
Did you already give a statement to this officer?
I've got this gentleman here.
Yeah. This gentleman noticed that you had some marks on your neck. Yeah. And she's got some marks on her too.
we're just trying to figure out what all happened. And I know you probably already told your story. This officer is probably going to be the one handling the whole case. Do you want to listen to what he has to say? And yeah, so then you tell him what happened. So if you don't mind.
Start at the beginning for me.
Start at the beginning. Well, I don't want to go too far back, but we've been in BLM land for the past week or so, traveling around, and the flies here are pretty intense. So the flies have definitely been getting to her, and then my feet are dirty and everything. So I think that our little squabble started because we were hanging out at the coffee shop, and when we got back to the van, there was some dirt and stuff in the van, and I moved our food around, so it was a little disorganized. So she gets a little.
Will you take those? Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Do you need any water?
That's okay.
It's hot out here.
We were going to get water because we ran out, but it's okay. No, it's alright. I don't like plastic bottles. It's okay. Thank you, though. But we just had a little disagreement there. The disagreement was just that she was getting a little worked up, and I was saying, no, it's okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, it's not it's cool. That's good.
So it was just more of a disagreement, and I just wanted to say...
What was the disagreement about?
It was, I wouldn't even call it disagreement. It was just that I'm dirty and I can't change being dirty. Like, I got dirty feet, I got sand on my flip-flops and stuff like that. It was that we were at the coffee shop for so long because we were there from 9 to 3. So yeah, there's a few little things.
Once again, it doesn't add up because she is like frantic in the back of a cop car, just like terrified. And he's saying, yeah, you know, just because of the flies and I got dirty feet in the coffee shop. It's like, how can that be so opposite ends of things? Is there something that we don't know, that we may never know, you know, that sparked some things versus just, like, I know she has OCD and maybe had a little bit of like a what the heck moment, but it looks way deeper than that. Also, we'll do 750 likes for a part 2 for this. You guys know at this point I'm a man of my word. Every time we hit one, I do it. Now, if we don't hit it, yeah, we'll get a part 2. It'll just be like later, like weeks or months or whatever. Where if we hit it, I'll just do it next Sunday, you know, the part 2 to this. So make sure to like the video if you want to see more.
It's a little relationship. I don't know if you're in a relationship, but I'm sure you
I've been married for over 5 years now. So.
There's a lot of little things.
Yeah, I can go.
And
I get it.
See, I said what I say. He's befriending the cops here. You know, look, you know, you get how it works, man. Come on, these women, man, these chicks, man, they're crazy.
Really, we weren't physical before the point where I said, all right, let's just take a breather and like walk away for a minute. I'll lock the van up and I'll go for a walk this way, and you can go walk that way on the block. You know, there's that what is it called, Moonflower?
Right.
Yeah. You know, nice areas. You can go either way. It's all shaded. So let's go for a little walk and breathe and come back. Because we're happy with it. I'm not upset with her. She got worked up and she had her phone in her hand and her keys and everything. And she wanted, not her keys, her rings, her phone. And I was holding on to the keys because I didn't want to go anywhere. And my big fear is, I don't have my phone. I don't have a phone. So she goes off without me. With a car, I'm on my own. So I was saying, let's just go for a walk, and she was trying to get the keys for me. So I was just going, just wait, back up, and that's what she.
That was kind of eerie foreshadowing. Like, if she's not here, I'm on my own. Well, you certainly made that reality.
I didn't get. I don't want to push you, but I didn't get overtly physical. I was just trying to keep her away and not get hit. And then I got really loud, and like that's probably fear of his attention, where I was going, you know, back up, get away, just give me a.
Okay, so
he looks like a type of dude that can just snap. So even him saying I got really loud, he probably was screaming. Like that said, the way that she looked felt like she just went through something traumatic. And he's like trying to downplay it. Right? And then there's the middle ground of like what's going on here. And for him to say I got really loud, I'm telling you, he probably screamed at her viciously. She looked like he said some stuff that we wouldn't want to repeat here.
You said you pushed her to create some distance, obviously, right? What happened after that? What got the scratches on your eye?
The phone.
The phone? So you pushed her and she hit you?
It wasn't like a push and she jumped on me. She was already, she was already swinging, and I was
multiple.
Yeah. A lot of angles, a lot of nails, a lot of rings.
Yeah, you got 3 scratches on your neck. You got one on your left.
This dude is framing it. Textbook narcissist, right? Yeah, man, she was attacking me. She's crazy, man. Like, come on, Brian. This girl did not just start swinging at you for no reason. Like, let's be real, buddy, okay?
Side your nuts. You got one in your face here, and you got 4 blows leading over it. So just try to.
So it looks like 2 hands coming in. Do you mind lifting up your right sleeve for me? I'm curious about something.
Oh, it's a little
what's
bit of
that
nails. I suppose fingernails, but I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining about
Is it
fingernails.
bruised or tender or anything like
No,
that?
no, no.
Okay.
I'm fine, and I love Gabby. I hope she doesn't have too many complaints about me. I'm just,
Oh, Jesus. I hope she doesn't have too many complaints about me. Why would you be so concerned there, Brian, if you didn't do anything wrong? What complaints would she possibly have about you, you know? Seems like he's a little bit worried about something. Because if it was real DV and she was the one that was always going after him, this would be way different of a conversation.
I feel bad I had to get so public. I was just trying to be loud. So this is, you know, try to make her calm down and be like, look, everyone's watching. And like, stop this.
Just hang tight for me.
He's laughing a lot. Like, look at the difference. He's laughing at everything. She's crying.
I got a quick question for you, Ryan. Sure. Do you take any medications or anything like that?
Oh, they don't tell us. I'd like to know. I'm on 15 milligrams of Lexapro.
You don't take any medications or anything like that? Are you normally this kind of like hyper?
Well, he's definitely hyper because I truly think how do I say this? I don't know if this is true. This could be speculation, but like, I feel like he's abused her. And of course, verbally, but also physically. I think the reason he's so on edge and kind of jittery and shaky, he knows. And that's why I think he said, I hope she didn't complain about me. I think deep down he knows, like, uh-oh. I don't want this to come out. I don't want these things that I've done to her come out. How truthful is she being right now? You know?
Do I see my heart rate up whenever the lights flash on? It gets your heart rate up. If I see my
Trust me, it does me too, and I'm the one. It gets me going a little
you probably
bit
can say,
too.
hey, buddy, whenever somebody walks up.
So, okay. Yeah, do you know if she takes any?
She's crazy. No.
What did he just say?
Yeah, do you know if she takes any?
She's crazy.
He said, she's crazy. No, I'm just kidding. He keeps doing this, dude. He keeps painting her out to be the crazy one. I wonder what these cops, looking back, think about this or thought about this of like, wow, geez, we bought this hook, line, and sinker, and look what happened.
No, I don't think so. No, none that I know of.
Real fast, can I get your first
Okay, they got a female officer talking to her, and it looks like calmed her down a bit.
name? Gabrielle, how do you spell that?
Riell.
And your last name? B-E-T?
P is in Peter.
Oh, P.
And E-T-I-T.
I see. Oh.
Gabrielle Petito.
That's where you guys come
My
from?
license is Florida right now, but I'm from Florida.
So that's where you have it out of currently? That's 0229. I need a 29 if I name it date of birth. Your last name?
I'm just going to skip, you know, like if it's just the radio talk.
Which is kind
Even just like, I don't know, but even this. Just the, you know, the stance. Now he's trying to be overly friendly, right? Like the, hey guys, hey, look at me. No, my hand. You said I was hyper earlier. Look at me now. I'm calm. You know, he's picking up on what they were saying, and now he's doing his best to seem like Oh, everything's fine, man. Nah, we're chill. Everything's chill, right? We're chill, guys. You know, come on. Just us guys, officer.
We're just kind of hanging tight for a minute. That's all right.
Where do you guys live? Georgia? Florida. Florida, yeah, was our last test. Where is it actually? Still get down there. How long you been on this trip? 4 to 5 months now. I think you're up to 5. What was the ending of this trip? Moving to a new place? Or going to,
Sadly, we know what the ending of the trip is, because... And it wasn't it a YouTuber or someone that found a video? I think it was a YouTuber, if I remember reading this right, on the news years ago, that like saw the van in the background of their vlog or something. You know, wasn't that the case?
Her grandmother's best friend lives in Portland, where we stayed. 2 years ago, we did a cross-country trip, which we loved. We did it in a Nissan Sentra, like a tiny little car. So I was like, let's do it better. Let's get a big van, not a big, it's a tiny van compared to all the things. But I said, let's try.
What in the world was that?
It's a tiny van compared to all the things.
Let's get a big band, not a big stinky bandage. What in the world is going on with the closed captions?
But I said, let's try and do it a little better. And it's great so far, for sure. But yeah, we're going over to Portland, and I don't know if you're probably more familiar with it, but wolfing, have you ever heard of that? WWOOFING.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it.
I'm from California originally.
Oh, yeah.
So, and part of my job, I dealt with employees that were from all across the United States, and Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, everything you can think of on your level Western. I know most of them.
It's worldwide opportunities on organic farms, so it's like a volunteer workaway type of situation where you can work on organic farms. So that's our goal once we get over to Washington. You know, we'll do that from Washington, then down to Oregon, and down to California. It's not close to that.
What I say, they're just chopping it up. I said this. I knew this was gonna happen. They're just kind of talking about like just things.
Part of California, is that?
I'm from a town just outside Sequoia National Park.
You're going
to be going through there?
We'll get good in the way of outdoors.
Good. But no, it wasn't too bad at all.
I just want to go with 2 witnesses. Okay. And I reported it. You want me to tell you what he said? Yeah. Real quick. Do you mind hanging with him for a minute?
Some witnesses.
So, get away from both of them. So, he said that he never saw the male strike the female. He saw the male trying to lock her out of the vehicle. She even told us that he was trying to lock her out, told her to go take a walk. So that she was trying to get in. She eventually couldn't get in and actually clawed her way in through the driver's door. He says, I don't understand why she's doing that. Well, I think it's because it was the only door that wasn't locked that she could get through.
Also, he said earlier, none of this is making any sense to me. Hold on, I want to replay this.
That she was trying to get in.
He said earlier, oh, I don't have a phone, so it would be so scary for her to go off somewhere, and then I'd be like on my own. Well, now it's like, oh yeah, but I decided to lock her out of the car, of the van. It's probably 100 degrees out. She's this tiny little thing, and then it's like, oh, why did she try to climb in? Well, because she found a way to get in, because you wouldn't open the door. I would, especially if she has anxiety and OCD. He definitely seems like the type that was playing up to her OCD, anxiety, and all those things, right? Like, he probably knew exactly how to push her buttons and to know exactly what to say and do to make her freak out. Because as messed up as it is, some people enjoy that. Some people enjoy that. Like these freaks, they kind of get off on that idea of like, look at her going nuts over there, right?
She eventually couldn't get in and actually clawed her way in through the driver's door. He says, I don't understand why she's doing that. Well, I think it's because it was the only door that wasn't locked that she could get through.
Right.
So she's trying to get in over him. He's trying to disengage from her. I guess he hung her backpack on the back probably so she'd have her shit so that he didn't have to engage with her. Everything she's saying is same thing. I haven't heard what he said, but if that's what he said, it's also what the witness is saying. The witness says, I never saw him hit her. I saw him shove her, but I couldn't tell if it was an aggression against her or a defense against her, as far as her, being the aggressor. So at this point, unless the guy's screaming that he needs to go to jail and did something to this girl, it sounds to me like she is the primary aggressor.
It's just wild to me that this is how this is being set up, that she is the aggressor. I just don't believe it, especially because what we know. But I think Brian's doing a real good job of making it seem like he's this saint. You know, he's painting this picture.
Now, the problem with her being the primary aggressor is in incidents of domestic assault, be it a male or be it a female, we shall arrest. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean they have to go to jail. We can do a citation if it meets one of 3 criterion, which one of them is that we can ensure that they're not going to further risk each other's safety. But the problem with that is they live in the same vehicle.
That's what I was going to say. The other part of it is
there was actually an injury too to the victim, which is him.
Right, and I'm getting conflicting stories about why they hit the curb up here.
What did he say? Why he hit the curb?
Well, I've watched. This is what I saw from him.
He say she pulled the wheel and then she said no, I just punched his arm.
Saw him cross the double yellow. I was doing 42 miles an hour. I was, I don't know, probably 2 car lengths behind him, tapping my wheels at him, trying to get his attention. They knew I was behind him. And then after he crossed the double yellow, he merged over into the right lane, and then out of nowhere, just boom, went and hit the curb.
So did he tell you why?
He said that she grabbed the wheel and turned it real hard. She said that she was hitting him in the arm. So
sounds legit. I mean, I'm sure if I'm driving and my arm's on the wheel and I'm getting hit in the arm, I'm probably pulling out the wheel.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was a little of both, and usually the truth is somewhere in between. He's probably trying not to say that he hit her because he probably doesn't want her charged with assault, domestic assault. He probably would rather say she pulled the wheel than hit him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, unfortunately for her,
does she get arrested?
we cannot treat, just because he's bigger and stronger, and even if he's not willing to press charges, we can't treat this differently than if it was a male on female violence.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to charge her. And,
Wow.
We can do a citation if there's some arrangement that can be made.
I didn't know any of this. So this is
Separate
crazy.
them, and then we have to let them know that there's no contact order.
Gosh, this is crazy to how this is playing out, knowing how everything ended and how deranged Brian is and was.
Let him know the only way to drop is go into the police department during business hours and fill out a waiver, which, by the way, what's today?
Too late
Thursday?
today.
So it won't be till tomorrow. I know they're till noon, I think.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure he's going to want to drop it.
Well, the other part of it is they said that they've been on 4 or 5 months that they've been living out of this van together.
Well, this is really bad news, so let's talk to him first. Is this Brian?
Yeah.
It's not Ryan. Don't give us Ryan's a bad name.
Did you ask him yet to take pictures of him? Yeah?
No, I haven't done any of that yet.
Brian, unfortunately, in the state of Utah, we don't have discretion on some things. Like, for example, if I pull you over for speeding and I want to give you a warning, I can do that because it's under Class A. It's a Class B or under. If I want to give you warnings for all kinds of stuff, I can. But there's a few things I can't. When I say I, the police, I'm not in charge of everything. One of the things that the state legislature doesn't give us discretion on is charges when it comes to a domestic assault. And it sounds like you guys are living together, so you meet the statute for domestic partners. And you do have injury, and both an independent witness, probably the next one we're going to talk to as well, which we haven't talked to yet, but the one we did talk to, and your own companion have made it clear that she was the primary aggressor and that she was striking you and that you just received injuries. You have admitted to striking her. She has.
Oh my God! It says UFC victories. I'm sorry. I know. I can't. It's such a tense video, but like some of these freaking closed captions are crazy.
Not admitted to striking her. The witness did not see you strike her. So at this point, you're the victim of a domestic assault. That even if you
See, he's laughing because I'm telling you, he knows that he was the aggressor. He knows that.
didn't want to pursue this.
Because if somebody was actually getting assaulted, they are not going to be laughing like this. They're not going to be going, oh, no. No, it's fine. No, it's fine. They would be like how she looked when she was in the car freaking out.
We don't have a choice. The best thing we can do to not, the law says we have to charge her. It doesn't say we have to put her in jail. Okay? But it also says we have to separate through a no contact order. And we have to put her in jail if we cannot separate. And the little problem here is you guys are out of Florida living in the van together. How are we supposed to separate her? Now, I don't want to take this small 20, what is she?
He's a 22-year-old
22-year-old
blonde
female in
hair
jail
who I to jail.
that you could definitely defend yourself against, but at the same time, we can't say because you're a male and she's a female, we can't
Yeah,
treat you different.
she was only 22 years old, man. And this POS took her life. Did he leave a letter or anything? Did he write anything? Did she journal? I'm curious on some of that too. Also, we're over halfway through like the actual halfway part of the video is 37, but like for this video, we're over halfway through. I like to do my little checkup. Make sure to like the video if you were waiting on doing that. Leave some comments, reply to some comments if you don't mind, whatever you feel like. You don't have to do anything. As always, you don't. But that'd be cool. And then I have the hiccup, sorry. Then subscribe. My goodness, we are on our way to 10,000 subs. Guys, I created this channel in late April, not even 3 months ago. And we are on the road to 10,000 subs. That's unbelievable. Every single one of you watching this that has subscribed, I really appreciate you so much. Thank you. This is like changing my life in such a positive way. And you guys are so supportive and like are working with me because you know I'm still new to some of these things. And it's just really cool. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. As every single sub might get me to 10,000 now. Then, of course, turn on the notifications, the little bell. And I upload Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays. I'm not going to spam you. And I say that because, once again, sometimes if you don't and you just subscribe, unfortunately, that's not enough. There's channels I watch where I didn't think they posted for 2 months. And then I go and I missed 8 videos. So now I turn the bell on for all those people. So if you want to do the same, you don't want to miss any videos, please do so. Thank you. And I hope you had a good weekend. Hope you had a safe weekend. My poor dog was going crazy with the fireworks. I had to wrap a weighted blanket around him. Not my favorite holiday when it comes to that. All the poor animals out there. But I hope you had a good, safe weekend. And I hope you're still having a good, safe weekend or weekday.
And if you were the male hitting her, or you got treated the same.
Yeah, no.
So she's kind of in a tough spot. So unless you have an idea about how she could not go to jail and be separated, you have friends in town, somewhere she could stay. Tomorrow, if you want to, it's up to you. You can
I go to jail?
You can't because we don't have a charge for you.
Can I go to jail? That's crazy.
Now tomorrow, if you wanted to be with her again tomorrow,
I'm going to take your radio.
if you wanted to be with her
So much laughter.
again tomorrow, because it's after 5, so office is closed. So you can go to the police department and fill out a waiver to drop the no contact order so you guys can still be together. But she's going to have a court date online. In a week or two, she's going to have to show up for a court date online and answer. The prosecutor might drop it. She might say, for example, if you're not willing to pursue it, that's your decision.
Anyway, I was going to say, it definitely is. I'm not going to pursue anything. She's my fiance. I love her. She looks probable.
That was his fiance. I didn't know that. I didn't know that they were. Did he say fiance? Hold on.
Anyway, I was going to say, it definitely is. I'm not going to pursue anything. She's my fiance. I love her. She looks probable.
Fiance. I didn't know that they were engaged. Oh my god, makes it even worse.
I'm sorry that I had to get so public. But so I just want to get like the checklist of things I got to do to get rid of this. So there's an online court date.
Well, she'll get a paper with a court date.
How do I get rid of it?
Well, the court date has to be attended in order for them to decide whether they need to continue or drop it. The first is just an initial appearance to say, are you who we think you are? Yes. Do you understand the charges been brought against you? Yes or no? Yes or no, the answer. Do you have an attorney? Yes or no, do you need one? And then from there, she can ask to speak with the prosecutor. The prosecutor might be contacting you and say, hey man, I answered the 100.
It also reminds me of the Chris Watts thing where he was so seemed so concerned about his kids and their safety and their medicine, and then the next day took their lives. It's like this, he's so concerned, like, well, I don't want her to go to jail. I don't want nothing to happen to her. I mean, she's my fiance. And then I don't know how long after he takes her life. I would guess it's not long after this. It's just so bizarre that's the thing that happens. They're so, and I'm telling you, it's like a narcissist thing. It's like it's like only I can have you, only I can protect you, only I can do this, And I wonder if she was threatening to break up with him. I wonder what set him off. I'm sure I'll find out in future videos or from comments. But I wonder what she did or said that made him just, go into this monster mode, and just do such a horrific thing to, such a beautiful young lady. It's just disturbing stuff to see this, and almost to see him laughing and joking around and, oh, I'll go to jail. It's like, I don't know, man.
10 pounds soaking wet, and you're a big, strong guy, and you understand you're not even wanting to pursue this when the cops have to follow the statute. How, like, what, in the interest of you, of justice, if you as a victim, what do you think? And they can decide to still prosecute it, or they can decide to drop it, or they can decide to give her a plea and make it kind of go away if she behaves somehow. But that still does not eliminate the first court appearance that she has to attend, which thankfully for you guys is going to be online. You don't have to. So if you're out of town, here's the thing: if you're out of town and she doesn't come into her court appearance online, they can suspend her driver's license, they can issue a warrant for her. So she needs to play ball.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And remember, her team, me and her and her team, I'm sorry about all this, I apologize again, but so she's got her online court date, just acknowledge that she's hurt, and then she's got the one for the...
Well, there's automatically right now, there's something called a no contact order in place.
Yeah,
From this point forward until tomorrow, if you wish to drop it, you have to go to the 217 East Center Street, Long City Police Department.
I've got all the paper.
And you have to actually give it to you. You want to fill out a waiver that you're requesting a waiving of the contact order, no contact order. No contact order means she cannot come into contact with you, she cannot talk to you, she cannot text you, she cannot go onto any premises you're occupying, she cannot go to your
It's basically like just a short term, what is that thing called? Restraining order, right? I guess it's like an automatic restraining order without an actual restraining order.
And until you drop that, or until a court date, if you don't drop it, it'll stay in effect until midnight on the day before. And then that gives you time to get protective order, a long-term one if you feel like you need one. But it sounds like you don't even want this one. So tomorrow, they open at 8, you can go into the police department, you can sign the waiver, they can remove it, then you can say, hey babe, where you at? Let me pick you up. And you pick her up. Now, we're hoping not to put her in jail, but if she doesn't have somewhere to go tonight, to be separate from you, then where are we supposed to
I can't talk to her now because it's separation,
no
right?
contact over there.
So tell me this: do you guys have enough money for like a hotel room or anything like that? Because what we could do is we'd cite her for this, and then I'd give her a ride over.
I just can't believe that she's the one. It's like they're talking about possibly how, jail and arresting, and it's just, I don't know, man. It just all seems so backwards.
Whatever hotel you guys is choosing.
Pick her up there tomorrow if you
And
want
you-
to know what they have.
On your way to go pick her up, you stop over there at the PD, sign the paperwork that they're requesting, and then you can go pick her up quite literally within minutes.
Unless you know someone else in town that's a friend that you can stay with.
Yeah.
Unfortunately not. I don't, and I guess that...
Man, I sure hate to... I don't want her to go to jail.
Well, if she goes to jail, it's like, that goes down somewhere instead of her going to a hotel, right? If you get a citation.
It kind of depends. So if she goes to jail, they're going to book her, and they'll take her fingerprints, it's going to go on her criminal history, and then if they don't convict her, then it will just show that it was dismissed. It'll show up in her criminal history, but the charge was dismissed. If she was found guilty, it'll show up that she was guilty of domestic assault. But the charge itself will show up on her criminal history until she gets the expunged. Now, even if we give her a ticket, we're still going to take a fingerprint, and it's still going to show up. Either way, it's still going to show up. There's no way around a Class A. Or is this Class B?
This is Class B.
But they do require a fingerprint on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
The other part is if you contact her or she contacts you, she could be charged with a Class A,
well,
which is a little bit different, but it doesn't constitute.
if you were to contact her and she responds to you, then she could get a new charge for violating.
Wow, that's crazy.
No contact order doesn't restrict you, it restricts her. So if you go talk to her and we find out and you're not in trouble, she'll be in trouble. So you're interested. Does that all make sense?
No, I'm getting it all.
It's a lot, really quickly.
No,
I
yeah, I'm
understand.
getting it all. I'm just trying to figure out a way.
You don't know anyone in town? You guys been around long?
No, I don't know anyone in town. If she went...
I don't think CK will take her to see the aggressor.
No.
There's a women's shelter.
I'm curious.
You can find out. Say, hey, she doesn't have nowhere to go.
If you did the citation, say she drove off in she could drive off in this car.
We could give you a ride somewhere.
I got my backpack. Sucks for you.
I got my backpack.
You can spend the night.
You want to drive me to Delicate Art?
Does she have a good driver's license?
Yes, she does drive license, yeah.
Yeah. Trust her with your vehicle?
Yeah, she can.
Well, then you'd kind of be homeless for the night.
And man, I can't talk to her at all.
Well,
and I've got to do the thing, so I can't go camping.
we can tell her what it is that she needs to do to get through all this, and then let her know what the plan is.
Here's the problem, though. If we take you up to Delicate Arch, you're going to be hoofing it from Delicate Arch all the way down to Moab Center Street so that you can fill out that paperwork, because if you're not there by noon tomorrow, you're going to be looking at Monday morning.
It's early on Friday.
Yeah.
I like the cop in the background. He's just like, he's just there. I don't know if that guy said a word. He's got the mask on. Peak pandemic times.
You'd be looking at Monday morning before you could actually see.
So once again, Brian is so concerned about Gabby here, so concerned about her safety here, that takes her life days later. It just does not make any sense. And I guess it shouldn't make sense, right? Maybe it shouldn't make sense, because how can you make sense of something so senseless, right? But he's either doing a very good job being the concerned, fiance, or, he's putting on this ruse, this act. Just like Chris Watts. Like I said, when he was trying to play the, you know how women are, when Chris was saying, like, Shanann would be, was rude, and then Chris's mom said she was mean to him, and it's like, well, that doesn't take away the fact that you took someone's life.
Right, yeah.
Like, being mean or someone having anxiety or OCD doesn't warrant any of that.
And again, we're not trying to make your life hard. This is written statute. There's nothing
a lot of
about it. It's designed to protect victims of domestic assault. Not everybody's the same. This is different than normal, but we have to treat everything the same. And that's how it is.
You can't afford a hotel.
No,
He spoke.
very little money we have for sure.
You want me to? I'll call CK then.
See if CK will take you for the night.
I'll see if they'll take either one of them, because then we can figure it out.
This is
from
the way
there.
they take me.
Oh.
Actually, CK will take him as a victim of domestic assault. CK will take him, and they will help you tomorrow.
And you're like a block and a half away from the PK.
Let's see if CK will take him, because they actually they didn't take a guy, but they got a
Once again, it almost just sounds like friends talking about plans. They're making a lot of accommodations. Once again, you got to wonder how they feel. Have these cops, I haven't finished this video. I know I have more to go at the end of part 2, but like, I wonder if these cops ever said anything after this. Did these guys ever give an interview or speak? I'm just curious, like what they probably think of, like, oh my gosh. And it almost is kind of crazy to think that if Gabby did get arrested and was like booked in jail, that might have saved her life. Is that crazy to say that or no? But that's the thought I'm having. That might have saved her life. That the worst thing to happen, in quotes here, worst case scenario, probably currently at this time, would be, oh my God, what do you mean I'm going to jail? And it was a douche cop that said, no, you're getting booked. You punched him, you hit him, and you guys are, you're not going to speak or see each other. Like, it could have possibly saved her life, which is crazy to even think that that's how, that's just crazy. That's crazy. But I really feel that.
Hotel for a guy last time.
Yeah, I'll do that.
CK might get you a hotel. Now, what she does...
I'm happy sleeping outside in the sleeping bag.
No,
I don't need
we don't want that.
I'm just saying, I think CK will get you a hotel. If you want her to have the van, we don't care. It's up to you. But
Once again,
if you want her to have the van...
if you want her to have the van, the closed captions. If you want her to have a man, well, I don't think he wants that.
We don't care. It's up to you. But...
The cop just walked away to spit.
Yes, this is Officer Robbins with Oklahoma City Police Department. How you doing this afternoon? Oh, not too bad, not too bad. So I just did a domestic, and the male is going to be our victim. Is there any way that you can help us set him up with a place to stay tonight? Okay. 1099. Yeah. Yes, please. Thank you.
I'll put him in like a Motel 6 or something.
So the after hours guy isn't there at their office right now. He's going to run from his house over there, and we're going to get you all lined up. Don't worry about it. This is the phone call that they wait on. So don't feel like you are making anybody do anything extra on your behalf. So we're trying to make this as easy as possible. We're not wanting to take her and book her or anything like that.
No, I really, really appreciate it.
And I know how rough this stuff can be. Like I said.
Okay, now the emotions are coming out. Now suddenly he's crying. Right? We went from laughing, chopping it up, blah blah blah. Now suddenly Brian, I was gonna say earlier, like how come she's been so emotional and he's been so jokey and stuff. It's like I think what happens now, the reality setting in of his actions has now gotten his fiance in possible legal trouble. Because once again, we know deep down he's the bad guy here. Now they don't know that. Is it easier said than done? Sure, I do believe the cops. I don't believe they did a thorough enough job asking him questions, though. Because when he said, "Why are you so hyper? Why are you so fit?" I would have had a couple follow-ups to that. They didn't really try to interrogate him. Now I know that there was a witness that said they saw her do it, but like the witness wasn't there the entire time watching everything. I just feel like this is all preventable, but I will always preface it by saying it's easier said than done, and I don't understand about hindsight.
5.5 years. Believe me, if I were to say that
Now he's happy again.
me and my wife haven't had our share of spouts, I'd be lying to you. She lives with anxiety. I live with a woman
No,
who
both of
has
us are
anxiety.
really.
I know.
These cops love talking bad about their wives, man. Yeah, my wife sucks. She has anxiety. Sorry. Imagine the wife seeing this. The ex-wife of the one cop and then the wife of this one. And be like, hey, maybe don't tell everybody about my anxiety.
Her anxiety elevates my anxiety. And sometimes
That's why I'm like, I
sometimes
gotta walk away, I gotta breathe, and look in the back.
I gotta walk away. I gotta lock my fiance out of the car in the middle of the desert.
But
I'm not going to try to sit here and give you life advice.
Yeah.
You've been on this road for almost as long as what I have. There's nothing I can tell you that's going to really make a difference. But at the end of the day, I'm sorry that this has happened. I'm sorry that it went to this extent.
No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can I get my key and make like a little bag? If you can grab me something?
Yeah.
Is that alright?
Would you mind watching for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, just if you don't mind doing it from over here, we don't want you to get hit in the road.
Okay.
So.
Oh, I wish he did. I know that. I wish that was what happened. Some Final Destination stuff could have happened. How's Gabby doing, man? Yeah. I mean, she's probably stunned right now.
I don't have anyone saying he actually punched you aggressively. It sounds like he was shoving in a manner that was probably more consistent with trying to prevent you from entering the van or to get space from you, not to slap the same. That makes sense. So, if the tables were turned and he was beating on you and you were shoving him, of course we're going to look at it like, oh, of course she's defending herself away from this guy. But we're kind of looking at the same way with him. We have to take both care, even if he's a bigger male and you're a small female. The law doesn't say, hey, Officer Crown, Officer Robbins, you can treat people different based on gender under the section you can. Even if it makes no sense. We probably could not physically destroy this man with a heart.
This is Officer Robbins. Hey, how's it going?
I know in the back of her mind, she's probably just like, are you kidding me? Really?
That's fine. I'm still going to be here for a few minutes dealing with this, so we have almost as much time as you need. So, his name's going to be Brian, B-R-I-A-N.
All right. Well, the 37-minute point is halfway through an hour and 17 minutes. I think, if I did my math right. There is a decent amount left. It looks like a lot more Gabby stuff and some maybe roadside convos. So, Phew. I don't know, man. This stuff is just, when you know what happens at the end, it's just so damn sad. It really just sucks for Gabby and her family. And I'm sure we'll see more of it. I'm sure I'll watch more of it, but it's just a shame. But if you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much once again. Appreciate you. Thanks for all the likes. 750. We'll do another part 2 next week, next Sunday. And once again, I know sometimes I'll jump around and do different topics, and I'll get to everything. You know, please be patient. Like I said, you guys were really nice in the last video saying, hey, don't worry about what that person said and upload when you can and what you want. And I appreciate a lot of you saying that, because sometimes I'm stressed. I'm like, I don't want to let anybody down, but I'm also just, you know, I also stream full time. I also have another, my reality TV channel, and now this one. So, you know, my brain's a little scatterbrained sometimes. I'm the one that does everything. I don't have a team. I'm the one uploading and stuff and making the thumbnails. So that's that. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you for part 2 next week. And then Tuesday, we'll have our Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial continuation. So I'll see you then. Peace.